I'm Mélanie from Carte Blanche, and what I wanted to show you today is how to wax a piece of painted furniture. So the wax is what gives really the color, makes it comes alive, gives it protection too, and is kind of my favorite part when doing a project, because that's when, first of all, you're done, and really everything comes together beautifully. So I have this already painted. This is painted Scandinavian Pink, light distressing, and then a bit of Honfleur here and there. And I'm itching to get the wax on. So we're going to start with the clear wax. I'm going to be working with the Annie Sloan Wax brush, the small. It's a natural bristle brush, really quite thick, so it helps to push the wax into the paint. It's really my favorite brush to apply wax with. I'm probably going to do a look with dark wax after, but clear wax is really important to get onto the paint first. That is what you want to use before using any other colored wax. So the important thing is that you don't need a lot of wax. A thin coat is all you need to protect it. And you need something lint-free, like these blue Scotch shop towels. When I load up my wax brush, I just kind of push the wax into the bristles of the brush. And then I apply it to my surface, one section at a time. So I would work the wax really well into the paint using the brush. And after I do a whole section, make sure that it's into all the texture of the paint. Then I just follow up with my cloth and make sure that there's no greasy or tacky residues. And now I'm going to put some dark wax on. I want to put the dark wax to make the detailing stand out a bit more, and the piece has a lot of dings and dents to it, so I think the dark wax will look really great with that. So I'm still working with the Annie Sloan Wax brush, the natural bristle brush. The pointiness kind of helps me to get into all the grooves and detailing, so that's what I like to work with. And people often tell me that they're afraid of the dark wax, which is okay. You don't need to be, because I'll show you exactly how to use it. So the dark wax has a bit of a brown, warmer tone to it. You can work directly from the can, that's okay. And the important thing is that you don't want to just skim the surface with the dark wax. You have to work it into the paint. It has to really go into the bottom of the texture. You don't want it to look dirty, you just want to give it a nice aged look to it. So you have to work it in really well, and you always have your lint-free cloths on hand to wipe off any excess. So I'm going to start here. There's a bit of grooves in there that I do want to push the dark wax into it. And it's the same as the clear wax. I have to work it in, and then I'll be ready to wipe off that excess. So do only one section at a time, and then wipe off the excess with your cloth. So what I do, if ever I get to this point, I wipe off my excess, and I say, you know what, I find that it's a bit too dark. What I like to do is just take a touch of clear wax on my cloth, and I can just wipe the surface, and it takes a bit more of the darkness away. So what happens when I do that, instead of being dark everywhere, the dark wax just settles into the texture of the paint, into the grooves and the detailing. So that really gives me that aged look instead of that dirty look. So I have a coat of my clear wax. I did the dark wax too, cleaned up with a bit of clear, and I think the color looks really great now. So when you have a piece of furniture that's a lot of traffic, you might want to do 2 coats of wax. You would just wait a day between coats. And then keep in mind that there's a curing time, about 5 to 21 days. You can use it right away. Just be a bit more careful with it for the first couple of weeks. So the last thing I'm going to do on this piece The front drawers had really fantastic wood onto them, and I kind of want to keep the look of the wood along with the paint. So the wax you can also use directly on wood. You don't want varnish on it, so I sanded the surface before. So this is ready to just be sealed with some wax. So I'll do that. I'll show you how easy that is. It's a one-step process. So basically, I'll use my wax brush again and apply it onto the surface of the wood. Oh, I really love the pattern on it too. So this is just going to sink into the wood. It's going to absorb in there, and that'll be the protection that it needs. So I do the same thing as with the paint. Take my cloth, wipe off the excess. And that's really going to show off the nice pattern of the wood there. So I'll do the second drawer as well. Thing too with the paint and the wax, the products are all eco-friendly. The finish is food safe, it's toy safe, so even if it was going in a child's room, that would not be a problem. Just gonna pop in the new hardware. It has a touch of pink to it to go together with the Scandinavian pink.